Let me get this on video.
What is up, y'all? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today, I've got a little something exciting that I've been wanting to do for a long time. We are lowering the Q50. I've been wanting to do this for a little while, but hadn't because of a couple reasons. One, I didn't have a couple tools I needed, and two, when I went to do it, I was looking kind of in instructions how to do it, and I had to remove the back seats, and I just didn't have the time that day to remove the back seats and all that jazz, so here we are. Also, I've been doing a lot of remodels in our house, hence that's why we have all the random tools and all that junk is kind of out, and it's driving me nuts because we've been doing all that. All the tools just haven't been put away, so it's kind of frustrating. But anyway, back to the Q50. I needed two particular tools that I didn't have. One was the spring decompressor, which is right here. I rented this bad boy from AutoZone. Two is the impact driver. So when I was looking up how to do this, I guess a couple of the bolts can be kind of a pain, pretty tight to do. And so I just went out and bought me an impact driver. I didn't want to have this car lifted up, torn apart, and not be able to remove a part and then kind of be stuck here because I don't have another car. So I went ahead and bought that. Bought the socket adapters, 1/4 inch, should work perfectly in there. That way my sockets will work to take the pesky bolts off. And then, well, now let's see what kind of springs we got here. These are the Godspeed lowering springs. Theoretically, should lower about a half an inch, or about one inch all around. It's like 0.8 in the front, I think, and 1 in the back, something like that. I've already had them out, as you can see, the tractions. Yeah, these are the fronts, these are the rears. But yeah, so without further ado, we're gonna get into this because it is, it's like 10:30 in the morning. I've got to work tomorrow. I really need to get this done today. All right, guys, so this isn't particularly a how-to video. It's not really my intention. I just wanted to get the springs on, show you kind of the before and after. That's kind of what we're going for as far as the video goes. But I can, while I'm at, throw some tips, show you kind of how to do it, I guess, and a couple things I'm coming across. So one is the rear seat, and it wasn't as hard as I thought it was to get out. The bottom piece is over there, but underneath the bottom piece, it's got a clip in the middle of like each seat, and you just kind of pop that out, and that seat pulls right out actually surprisingly easy. I might clean it once out because it's kind of nasty. And then as far as this seat goes, when you pop that out, when you get back here, there's 4 bolts. There's one there and one there. I couldn't see it because it's black and blended in. And then likewise on the same side. So basically you just pop those out, lift from the back, pull the back out a little bit, pull the bottom and lift up at the same time. Comes right out, and then there's bolts here on this little thing, and then that will expose the strut tower. Now I already have it exposed on the other side, but I kind of wanted to stop here and show you guys. I'm super pumped for this. Okay, it's a cheap one. It's Black & Decker. It's not top of the line, but it does pretty well. And I've never used one of these, but let me tell you, this thing's freaking awesome. So it literally is so fast at pulling these out. It's not even funny. I never used one in the past, so I had no idea what it was capable of, but I'm loving it. And then actually after I get those 4 bolts out, or it's like 6 bolts, there are 2 more right on the side. Once I get that out, we're gonna jack this puppy up, pull these tires off, and start jacking with the suspension down there. All right, guys, so I'm still trying to work on getting this bolt loose. It's kind of starting to take me off because I bought this tool specifically for this and it's not working. So it's that little bolt right there. And I borrowed the 17 mil I needed from my neighbor on my impact, and it still won't work. So I've been letting it soak with that. It's kind of like a WD-40. That's all I got. I sprayed it on there multiple times, been letting it soak. So we're gonna see if this thing's going to loosen up for us now. All right, y'all, so it's 10:30 at night, and I've more or less been working on this for 12 hours. It was ridiculous, let me just tell you that. Partly just because I didn't have the tools. Well, that's really it. Ran into a couple other problems because I was doing things kind of incorrectly, but it should be easy on the next ones. Yeah, I've only gotten the back right side done. Luckily, I have to drive the car one or two more times before I be able to get the rest done. But I don't like that, but kind of what I have to do. I had my wife's help. She was a massive help to me. As she's didn't want to, but she's been out here the last 2.5 hours grinding with me trying to get this done so we can go to bed. Also, my neighbor Corey hooked me up, gave me some tools. That breaker bar right there, it's like a freaking 5-foot breaker bar. Came in super clutch. So yeah, guys, we're gonna end it there for right now, and it'll be a couple days my time and like 2 seconds your time, and we'll do the next side. All right, guys, this is day 2 of working on lowering the car. My goal is at least get just the other side done. I don't want to work on it all night. So I'm gonna see what I can do here in the next couple hours. I should be able to do this side, I think, in a couple hours. My goal is 1 hour. So I've already taken off the wheel, and then I got in here and put some like WD-40 on these bolts, this bolt, and that bolt. So I've let that kind of soak in there to help break those loose so I don't break the bolts. So yeah, we're gonna get started trying to take all those off there. Wish me luck.
This is a live update of how putting lowering springs on Leaf's car really went. Right, babe? Let's tell him how it went.
Is it vertical?
It's vertical.
I mean horizontal.
Is it vertical?
Is it horizontal?
Does it look horizontal?
Yeah, but did it start that way?
Yes. What'd you do, babe?
Poop my pants.
Ew, I'm putting this on my YouTube video.
Well, let's hope that's tight enough.
Did you get that wrench off?
Oh yeah.
Tell my YouTube video how long it took us.
This is my YouTube video.
It's mine.
It's mine.
Mine.
It took
Tell them.
about 30 minutes, I think, to install this last spring.
Now let's compare that to my face. No, not 30 minutes. Let's do 2 hours and 30 minutes. I have to get up really early in the mornings, but Leaf decided to start this at 9 p.m. And of course he needed wife's help to do it. Let me get this on video. This is the exclusive behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes of real mechanics. There we go. All right, babe, this is moment of truth. Everything good?
No, your tire's not on.
We just started like 30 minutes ago.
30 minutes ago, I would have been in bed.
No, you were up for some reason. You know what? Guys, I couldn't do this without my beautiful wife.
That's right.
All right, y'all. Moment of truth. We are about to lower the car down. See how she looks. I'm hoping that I've done everything correctly, but you know, I don't know. Honestly, things just didn't go that smoothly, and I really don't know if things are on the right way. I mean, everything fit, everything went back into place, but yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if it's correct, but if it looks good, I'm cool with it. So let's take a look. Honestly, guys, I can't really tell. It's kind of annoying, but the back only lowered 0.8. I mean, you can see a big gap here. That's like 4 finger almost in there. Come back here, it's like not even really 3. Who knows? It was only supposed to lower about 1 inch in the back, so it's hard telling. But yeah, guys. So we'll wait till another day and we'll get the fronts done. If that's not noticeable, I'm gonna be pretty ticked. So stay tuned, and we'll get back to the fronts eventually. All right, y'all. So now it's on to the front. This should go better. You know, I say that over and over, and then just doesn't go smoothly. But this should go better. The top of the strut tower is a lot easier to access. So I will show you that momentarily. You just pop the hood. Your bolts are right there at the top of the strut tower. There's a few different places you gotta undo behind the wheel, but theoretically it should go a little smoother. We'll see. But I had to get some new tools for this part. On the back side, I borrowed my neighbor's tools, and he's unavailable now. Plus, I just like to have my own tools, so I stopped by the local Harbor Freight and picked up some new stuff. So let's take a look. Don't ask why. Went with the colors. Just thought it'd be cool. You know, I know they're Pittsburgh brand. It's not the good stuff, the Icon or Craftsman, but honestly, no more than I use. It'll work. So I didn't have any deep sockets of my own, so I went ahead and bought this set of metric 12 to 19. I needed the 19 or the 18 earlier on the deep socket, so I got that. And then I bought, and those are 3/8, which I have a wrench for 3/8 and the 1/2. And then these I bought because, again, I didn't have anything past like a 16 maybe, or even like maybe a 15. So I have 16, 17, 18, and 19. So those will come in handy. And I do have the 1/2 inch wrench as well. And then these, I've been wanting to get a set of these. It's the ratchet wrench. When I was undoing a couple bolts on the rear strut tower, I was only able to get in there a little bit, and I kept having to like move and do like these minor turns. Super annoying. I wish I would have had a set of those, so I might not need them now, but I'll need them in the future. So pick those up, 'cause that's always fun. 4 hours later, and the spring is installed. Everything's tightened up. I wanted to get the clip of me lowering it down to see if there's any immediate change without the right side being done. But before I say that, let me just say, the spring compressors, the ones you can rent from AutoZone, I'm just here to tell you, they're not easy to use, okay? Unless you've got some industrial grade impact wrench, them boys ain't easy. And I'll be the first to tell you, it's been the worst portion of doing this project is compressing them springs. So all the bolts, and I can tell you what bolts are meant to come out and all that jazz, but don't get it mistaken. When you go to compress those springs to put them on that strut, that's going to be the most time consuming portion. I just had to throw that out there. When I watched how-tos how to do this, that was never discussed, and I thought, oh, just a couple bolts, pull it out, no big deal. That's just not the way it is. It's much more difficult than that. So keep that in mind. So let's lower this down and see how it looks. All right, so this is factory side. That is lowered side. And I'm not surprised. I don't think it looks any lower at the moment, but I believe it was the same when I did the rears. I didn't think it looked at all lowered. I don't know if it's because the other one's not in or it just needs to kind of work its way in or whatnot. That spring was definitely shorter looking. So theoretically, it'll be lower. But I think it just takes time to set in and drop. So, all right, guys, on to the next one. All right, guys, there it is. That is the final product after lowering it. I will say, sadly, I hate to admit this, but I did cheat. The front left side, I did that portion, and I put it back together and did something wrong. Somehow or another, I tore the axle boot, drove it to work. I could smell like something, drove it home, jacked it up, looked at it. There's grease everywhere. So I ended up damaging that boot somehow. So I took it to a shop, just had them replace that axle. And then I asked the guy just to go ahead and do the other side. I'd just rather him do the front spring and not, risk damaging that other axle and cost me another $450. So sorry to disappoint y'all. I pretty much did most of it. I will say, man, it was a lot more difficult than people make it seem on YouTube and stuff. I should have had video of how difficult it was to turn those spring compressors. It was absolutely ridiculous. Like, I don't even know how to express it. I mean, it took every ounce of strength with a breaker bar when it got down to the ends. It was just a freaking nightmare, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't suggest anyone doing that themselves unless they have a shop where they can do jack the car up and put the strut in like a machine that compresses that spring. But that's it, guys. It's done. Took a long time to do that. I spent several hours per wheel. But I gotta say, the final product is pretty freaking dope. It's not super low, which is fine. I didn't want to slam it, but it's just enough. Like, I think it's a solid kit, and I think it's the perfect amount. So yeah, guys, that's it. So if you like this video, you like watching car mods, Q50 specifically, or anything, like and subscribe. I will do several more videos. I've got tons of plans for this car. In fact, I'm not sure what to do next. So I will discuss that one in the next video. Later, guys.